What's going on, MMA fans? I'm back to do my Strikeforce Carano versus Cyborg Predictions, taking place August 15th from the HP Pavilion in San Jose. Of course, going to be on Showtime, so if you have Showtime, make sure to check it out. Should be a decent night of fights. This card has been twisted and turned all over the place. Fights have been dropped, fights have been put on. So we'll have to see how this card continues to play out. If anything changes, I'll put some annotations up. But nonetheless, going to work my way from the bottom of the main card to the top like I normally do. First fight of the night, Jay Heron taking on Jesse Taylor. Jay Heron, training out of Extreme Couture. Good wrestler, good boxer. Has some very, very good striking skills, and it's continued to get better, so far in the latter part of his career. He's got good grappling skills on the ground. Of course, was the former IFL welterweight champion. He looks to make a statement in this fight. He's taking on Jesse Taylor, who's training out of Team Quest. Jesse Taylor, good hands, good wrestler, subpar submission defense. He's run into problems with guys that either do well from the bottom or can get top position on him. He's run into problems with that. In this fight, I think that Jay Heron's going to try to look to keep this standing and use his boxing. Try to work in and out of the pocket, use some timing to try to throw Taylor off. If he can do that, I think he's going to put Jesse in some rough situations. As long as Heron can keep this on his feet, I think that he can take this fight. If Heron wants to take it down and try to solidify a round, he probably can. He can use some of his combinations to set up some takedowns. But I think what's going to happen is Jay Heron's going to keep this on his feet, use his boxing, use some good 1-2 combinations, catch Jesse Taylor. I'm going to say it's going to be in the beginning of the second, mid-second, and he's going to finish Jesse Taylor with a TKO, so that's my pick. All right, on to the next fight for the Interim Lightweight Championship. Gilbert Melendez taking on Michihiro Ishida. Gilbert Melendez training out of the Fairtex gym. Has good boxing skills, good wrestler, good cardio. Can go 5 rounds, probably could even go 8 rounds if he wanted to. As a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, very well-rounded, and has continued to get better over time. He's taking on Michihiro Ishida, who's training out of T-Blood. He's a very, very good wrestler, decent hands, good submission defense. Pretty good grappler on the ground. If he can get a leg or an arm, he will try to go for it. And he has pretty good cardio as well. He's kind of like the Energizer Bunny version of Sean Shirk, if you wanted to compare him to anybody. This is going to be a very, very close fight, a very high-paced fight. If you're looking for an entertaining, high-paced fight, this is the one to watch for sure on this card. I think it's going to be very, very close. I think Melendez is going to have some good combinations on his feet, try to work in the clinch a little bit. Maybe, from some of his combinations, get a takedown. Ishida will try to use his boxing to set up, some takedowns and work inside a guard. I think both of these guys are going to get their chances. I think Ishida will get some takedowns. I think Melendez will, have some good combinations on the feet. He'll work good in the clinch. Like I said, it's going to be a very, very close fight. Very tough to call, but I think the edge a little bit goes to Melendez. I think he'll be able to do enough on the feet and in the clinch, and maybe even on the ground to sneak out a split decision. So that's what I'm going to pick. Gilbert Melendez via split decision to retain the Interim Lightweight Championship. Okay, on to the next fight. Renato Babalu Sobral taking on Jagar Mousasi. Of course, this fight was moved to Strikeforce after Affliction folded up. Babalu training out of the Gracie Barra combat team. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. Good wrestler, decent hands. Of course, has the Vale Tudo background. Has fought numerous guys throughout his career. Chuck Liddell, Sokaju, Chael Sonnen, Bobby Southworth, Mike Whitehead, Shogun Hua, you name it. He's pretty much fought most of them. He's taking on Jagar Mousasi, who will be a very, very tough test for him, training out of the Red Devil International, also the Red Devil Sports Club. He's a solid grappler, very, very good leg kicks, good boxing skills. Of course, he has an amateur boxing background. Good takedown defense. He's the former Dream middleweight champion. Decided that he didn't want to cut weight. He'd rather fight at 205, so he's moved up in weight. And of course, this is for the light heavyweight championship of Strikeforce. Honestly, I think this is a very bad matchup for Babalu. Mousasi is a very good boxer and kickboxer. He's got very, very good leg kicks, body kicks, and high kicks. He's a good grappler on the ground. People underestimate just how good he is. I think Babalu is going to run into some serious problems. Mousasi is going to try to keep this on the feet. I think he's going to pick apart, Babalu. Babalu may get 1 or 2 takedowns, possibly, that I could see happening. But I think that Mousasi will be able to get back to his feet, continue to work the stand-up, pick apart Babalu in a very vicious fashion. And I think he's going to catch Babalu middle second round with a knockout. So that is my pick in that fight for Gegard Mousasi to take the light heavyweight championship. All right, on to the main event, and this is what a lot of fight fans have been waiting for a while in MMA. Gina Carano versus Chris Cyborg Santos. Gina Carano training out of Extreme Couture. Good grappler, good hands, good clinch, good wrestling. She's very, very well-rounded. Uses good game plans, has good cardio, and is durable in fights. She can last, and really overwhelms her opponents when, she turns it on. She's taking on a dangerous opponent in Chris Cyborg, who's training out of Shoot a Box. Chris Cyborg, purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Vicious Muay Thai. Very aggressive. Has good ground and pound, good wrestling, good takedown defense. This is going to be a very, very interesting fight. It's either going to go one of two ways. It's going to be Carano using a very good game plan and, using, some footwork, using some leg kicks, using the jab, using good 1-2 combinations, moving in and out of the pocket, avoiding, the clinch with Cyborg. Or it's going to be Cyborg rushing in, being aggressive, throwing some shots, catching, Carano, taking her down to the ground, working some ground and pound, and stopping the fight. I'm going to go with Cyborg being able to use the clinch, use the elbows very effectively, to catch Carano on the feet, drop her, get inside a guard, work some effective ground and pound, and finish the fight there. So I'm going to pick Chris Cyborg via a vicious second-round TKO. Carano, like I said, could come out with a very good game plan, use some leg kicks, use some footwork to try to avoid Cyborg, but I really don't think that is going to work in her advantage. I think Cyborg will still be able to catch her and finish it on the ground. I really hope that this fight doesn't go the way that I think it might go, because I don't know if people are ready for the type of situation that may go down in this fight. So hopefully it doesn't go that way. But nonetheless, these are my predictions for Strikeforce, Carano versus Cyborg. Make sure that you leave me some comments, constructive, negative, positive as always. And check out my sponsors on the description side. And on that note, you guys, have a great day.